No Shea, no problem. The Oklahoma City Thunder just beat the Utah Jazz 131 to 101 just a few nights ago. This game was chaotic. It had everything. 11 made threes in the first quarter. The hometown kid, Brandon Carlson, going off. Malfunctioning fog machines, malfunctioning scoreboards. It was just ridiculous, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm going to break it down a little bit and then talk about the Suns game too. Hello, my name is Nathan, and this is Thunder Up Talk. And if you're watching, I really appreciate you watching. It means a lot to me. If you wouldn't mind liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, I would truly, truly appreciate it. Okay, so the Thunder, they just completely dismantled Utah. Shea was out with his elbow injury, so he has had a patch on his elbow for quite a few games, uh, and they called it elbow bursitis, so just some inflammation of the elbow. This felt like to me, though, the perfect game for Shea to sit out, and I think, uh, you know, after watching the game, it was very obvious that it was truly a great game for Shea to just get a little bit of a break. Um, but man, the Thunder didn't miss him at all tonight. They shot 58% from the field. They shot 50% from three, and they scored 45 points in that first quarter, along with 11 made threes, which was a franchise record. And before I keep going, I just have to say this. The Utah Jazz, I feel so bad for them. They're so young. They play terrible defense. They don't know how to communicate on the defensive side of the ball. But also their effort was kind of atrocious. If I had to guess, I would say there were at least 10 wide open threes that the Thunder got. I mean, it was bad, 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 bad. Just completely wide open threes where there was no one even near. I would go as far as to say that I think I could have gotten up a shot or two. I mean, it was that open. And who knows, maybe I would have made one. But the Thunder got a lot of space and time, and they took full advantage, shooting 21 of 42 from three last night, or a couple nights ago. And, it's just super impressive that they also did this, obviously without Shea, but they did it without Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, Hartenstein, Caruso, just super important players to this team. And you don't always know how a team is going to respond without having their best player on the court. Shea's an automatic 30 points per night, and somebody's got to make up for those points, and the Thunder definitely did that. So, yeah, that first quarter, after that, everyone knew um, that it was over with. And then to go to the fog machine that was above the backboard, I think it was after Chet was shooting a free throw, and smoke just starts shooting out of this fog machine out of nowhere for no real reason. And so they had a stoppage, and then they came back, and then it started doing it again. So just in the first quarter alone, there were a couple of just weird random stoppages. And then to add on to that, later on in the game, in the third quarter, the scoreboard, for whatever reason, just stopped working. And so ultimately, after waiting what felt like 10 minutes at least, maybe 50, it just felt so long that the Jazz people were trying to figure out what to do, how to correct the scoreboard. It was just like it was frozen. Like it didn't show the shot clock, the score, the time. So ultimately, they just said, all right, let's just continue the game. We'll keep track, maybe on a piece of paper or something of the score. And we've got the clock running, even though no one can see it. And then for shot clock, the PA announcer will announce when you're under 10. That way, you guys will know how much time you have to shoot the ball. So it felt like I don't know, something that would happen in like a middle school or high school game. And here we are in Utah, and it happened there. But really, that only lasted, I think, maybe half the quarter. Towards the end of, towards the half of the third quarter, I think they had resolved the issue. But the stoppages in this game, it was just very, very bizarre. But luckily, the Thunder didn't lose focus and they just took care of business. We had four guys score just off the bench alone in double figures. Wiggins had 19, and Dub and Chet were awesome. They had 25 points each as well. Chet was 12 of 15 from the field, so he was extremely efficient. He had 9 rebounds, and Jalen Williams had 25 points and 8 assists as well, so he was really spreading the ball around on top of scoring. And, it was a fun night to see what the guys had without their star player. And, also the Jazz were not playing with Lauri Markkanen was out, their best player. But like five of our like potential starters were out. So, it's pretty fair. And to just dismantle them by 30 points was really a statement. It for sure was. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the upcoming game. It's the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. So we play the Phoenix Suns tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Um, the Suns are like the exact opposite of this Jazz game. So they play really hard. They try really hard on defense. Uh, they've got just a lot of guys that play really hard. Now, Shai did have his injury to the elbow, and Devin Booker has had an injury for the last couple of games as well. I saw a report where it looks promising that Devin Booker will play, which I definitely want that just to have, everyone as close to healthy for them as possible to just to make it a close, fun game. Um, Dylan Brooks, of course, that wild, crazy guy will be playing, and he always makes things interesting. And I just love the competitive spirit a lot of times between him and Shai, since they're both Canadian guys. Um, and then I fully expect Shea to play too. And I think that'll also be a very just an indicator of, yeah, Shea was kind of sitting out just to rest. But I think we'll see Devin Booker and Shea in the game tomorrow. And I think it'll be a lot closer and a lot more fun for basketball reasons. If the Jazz organization didn't give us just like that crazy malfunctioning of everything in their arena, it would have been a real snoozer. But for basketball purposes, the Suns game should be a lot of fun, and I fully expect the Thunder to take care of business and win that one as well and advance in the NBA Cup. Um, because I just think that is a challenge that they have before them, and I think they remember last season how that went against the Bucks, and Shay's even talked about that leaving a bad taste in their mouth. So I think it'll be a fun kind of playoff-ish atmosphere, and I look forward to that. The only other thing I just want to talk about for a second is the Thunder are 23-1. They're on a 78 win pace, and we'll see if that sticks. The chances are that it won't stick at that level. I mean, 78 wins would is the thought of that is just laughable. Um, but there are some interesting things that I've kind of been keeping track of. So I've talked about this a little bit before. The Oklahoma City Thunder have seven guys who are averaging double digits in scoring. I went back and looked at the 73-9 Warriors team, and they only had four guys who were averaging 10 points or more. And so I thought that was really interesting. And then there are just other, the point differential that I've talked about, the historical point differential, and other advanced stats that are for sure in the Thunder's favor. I'm getting to the point where I'm just expecting a 70 win season, and then won't be surprised if we are sniffing or getting super close to the record. And nights like tonight, to me, kind of prove it. Yeah, the Jazz are terrible and bad, but we did this without so many of our guys playing. So I still take a positive out of this game, and I look forward to seeing some of the better matchups going forward, and as we approach this NBA Cup. So that's all I've got for now. I do again want to say this real quick. Thank you so much for everyone who is watching my videos, leaving comments. I really appreciate that, and I really enjoy talking, liking my videos. If you do like this content, I will ask. I won't beg, but I have to at least ask. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And with that, I will talk to you later. Thunder up.